Hello and welcome to Computology Academy, and today we are going to discuss some of the important last moment tips that should be kept in mind before appearing in the exams. UPSC Prelims is going to be commenced on tomorrow, that is 5th of June 2022, and many of the students are going to appear in this exams. They have prepared well, but some of the important last moment tips that should be kept in mind that will reduce their chances of failure, that will improve their performance, that will improve their performance in marking the correct answers in the paper. So it is very important to discuss these points here. So first of all, let us discuss that. I want to let you know that we had predicted the cutoff marks of UPSC Prelims 2021 quite correctly. We had predicted the cutoff marks that was 85 marks plus minus 2, and the actual cutoff that was released by UPSC, that was 87.54. So how close we were, you can analyze in analyzing the level of the paper and predicting the cutoff. And again tomorrow we are going to predict the cutoff, and watch that video, get a clear-cut view that whether you are going to clear the cutoff or not, what is your performance. From that you can analyze that whether you will be across the cutoff mark or not, and that will boost your morale, that will boost up your mindset to prepare well for the upcoming mains, right? Now let us start and discuss the do's and don'ts. So here some of the do's are that first is keep a calm and cool mindset before entering the examination hall. Don't be in an unrest mode, don't be mentally disturbed or any kind of thing like that because of some kind of pressure. And that calmness, that cool mindset will come through proper rest. Have a good amount of rest tonight before appearing in the exams tomorrow. And why this is it? Because most of you might be using some kind of laptop, computers, and all of you are using the mobile phone. So you know it very well. Sometimes what happens, the gadget gets overheated and its performance gets reduced, and at that point of time what we do, we either switch it off or just leave it to get cooled down, because the chipset, the processor of that gadget gets heated. Same kind of thing happens with the mind. If you are using it continuously, then it gets stressed, there is a kind of fatigue, overheated mode, and to use your brain CPU processor properly, you need to keep it at rest today. And that is why you need to have a good amount of rest, a good sleep tonight, so that your alertness should not be hampered at all. You will be in a proper alert and attention mode tomorrow while appearing in the exam, and that will reduce your chances of committing silly mistakes, leaving some kind of keywords, missing out some kind of important statements. Your analytical skill will be more proper and better to reach out to the correct answer. So these kind of things should be kept in mind. And how to do that? You should leave out any kind of study today after 12 noon. Like most of you people might be preparing for the UPSC Civil Services exams at least for 1 year, because in less than that time it is not possible to complete the whole GLS syllabus and all those kind of things. And that is why I am saying that at least you might have spent 365 days in preparation for UPSC Civil Services exams, and after that you are going to appear in the prelims exam. And because of that, I must say that what you have not done in 365 days, it is not possible to do in 8 hours. From 12 noon to 8 p.m. today, because after that you need to have a good rest to be alert in the examination hall. So you need to have a proper rest. And many of the students do what they used to study in the night time, because there is less amount of disturbances and all those kind of deviations around them during the night time, and that is why they choose to study during the night time. It is a good habit, but what happens that biological clock disrupts their performance and their alertness during the paper, and that is why many of the students do not perform well in the prelims examination. And that is what is needed, and that is needed before the 15 to 20 days time of the prelims examination date to reset your biological clock. And here, if you will take the proper rest, you have not studied anything after 12 noon, that is, you have not stressed your mind to that amount that it will be in a fatigue situation in the next day morning time during the prelims examination paper, then you will be in a better position to perform in the exam. That will not hamper your alertness and your overall analytical skill. Next thing is that be confident. Trust yourself. Be confident on whatever effort you have put in while preparing the exam, and be confident that you will perform well. Trust your instincts. Many a times what happens, when you read the question and you look at the options, then suddenly the correct option pops up in your mind. That is your instinct. You have read that information at some point of time, you have not revised it, because of that you might not be that much of confident. But what happens, from the back folder of the mind, that answer pops in front of you. So you have to trust that instinct. 90% of the time what happens, such kind of instincts are correct. The option, the answer that pops up in your mind, that is correct. So go for that answer. Trust yourself, trust your instinct, be confident, and mark that option as a answer. Next thing is maintain uniform pace. Do not get emotionally attached with any kind of question. Many of the time what happens, many of the students get emotionally attached to the economics question, polity question, or history question, whatever is their core area, because they have done the graduation in the history subject, or their optional is political science and international relationship or economics, and because of that what happens, they get fixated with that question, they get emotionally attached with that question. They say that I have to attempt this question because this is my core area, and in the determination of that I will do this question at any cost, they lose too much of time, and that costs them in the coming questions. In the coming questions, even if they know the answers, but because of the haste of doing as much question as possible in the limited time period, because they have lost too much of time in the emotionally attached questions, what they will do, they will be reading the question very fast, they will not be so careful, they will not be so alert. So this alertness is very important thing that will be costing them few marks and few questions, that will ultimately cost them of not being able to appear in the mains exam. So do not go for the questions in which you are facing some kind of problem and it is time consuming. Maintain the uniform pace. And the last thing is read the questions carefully. What happens many a times, we just predict that this might be the question, and the question paper setters play with your mind, your psychology, and your hurriness. Your hurried nature will cost you some marks, because what will happen, in some statements you will find that which of the statements are not correct, and students will do what, they will miss out not, and they will just read which of the following statements are correct, even though the not word is written in bold, but because of lack of alertness, not being careful while reading the question, they will miss it out. They will miss these kinds of keywords and they will mark the incorrect answer, and that will cost them 2.66 marks. 2 marks for the correct answer that they have lost, plus 0.66 marks that they have accrued because of marking the incorrect answer, negative marking. So these things should be kept in mind, and here the basic thing is that the major characteristics, the major attribute that should be there in your performance, in your mindset, that is alertness, carefulness. Be careful, be alert, don't miss out any keyword. Don't miss out not correct, not correctly matched. So these kind of things should not be missed out at all. And for smart elimination method, you can go through the video that was posted before this video, right? Now come to the don'ts. What you should not do at any cost to make sure that you move forward from the prelims level and go on to appear in the mains examination. So here, do not enter the examination hall with any preconceived notions. Many of the students go on to enter the examination hall with the preconceived notion, with the predetermined attitude that I will attempt 90 questions. Although the level of paper, the toughness level of paper is such that even it is hard to attempt 80 questions, but they are going to attempt 90 questions, and in that situation what will happen? They will accrue more negative marks, and that will reduce their chances of clearing the prelims. Even whatever is the level of the prelims question paper, it is very tough to confidently attempt or correctly answer confidently more than 35 to 40 questions. Rest of the questions are just the smart elimination method, smart guess. And for that matter, as we have discussed, you need to be confident, trust your instincts, and don't go with the preconceived notions that I will attempt 90 questions, and even don't go with this kind of preconceived notions that I'm not going to miss out any question related to history, I'm not going to miss out any question related to geography because geography is my optional subject. Such kind of thing doesn't work in the prelims examination. It is decided by the level of paper, the type of question which is in front of you, and with that attitude you should enter the paper. That like a cricket match, when a batsman enters the ground, he is not having any kind of preconceived notion that today I will hit a half century within 20 balls, while it is a turning pitch and the spinner is moving the ball within the wicket from way out of the leg side. So the batsman will not be in position to achieve what he is having a preconceived notion in his mind. So such kind of attitude should not be there at all. Take it like a cricket match, that I will go, I will see the paper, and accordingly I will decide that how much questions I have to attempt. After all, from last 3 to 4 years we are watching that the cutoff is not crossing even the 100 marks mark. Last year's cutoff was just 87.54 marks. So here, if you are marking, you are accruing the marks of 55 questions or above, then it is more than enough. You will be completely confident that I am going to clear the prelims. So for that matter, you don't need to go to the mark of 90 questions. Many of the students I know that they had answered 90 questions, but what happened? 50 questions were correct and 40 questions were incorrect, and they were not able to clear the prelims. So such kind of preconceived notions will not be useful for you. So don't go with a preconceived notion in the examination hall, not at all. Next thing is what? No sequential attempt. Do not go on to attempt the question sequentially, like I am going to attempt the question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sequentially. Such kind of approach and attitude should not be there, because if you are not knowing the first 4 questions, then it will hamper your morale, it will be detrimental to your confidence level, and because of that you will commit mistakes in even those questions which you know well. So if you find that there are some questions in the first page which you don't know, go on to turn around 20 to 30 questions and thereafter start solving the questions from the mid, and you will find that there are many questions which you know confidently and you are marking the correct answers. That will boost your morale, that will boost your confidence level, and you will be in a better position to perform very good in the examination. So do not go on to solve the questions sequentially. It is not needed at all. You are having the OMR sheet, in that you can mark any answer at any point of time. So no need to go sequentially. And there are 4 sets in the paper, A, B, C, D, and in some sets what will happen, first questions are very tough. First 5 to 10 questions will be like that, they are completely out of the blues. And in that situation, if you are having that question paper set, just turn 2 to 3 pages and start solving from the mid to boost your morale. After all, you have to get the marks of only 55 questions. So it doesn't matter that if you leave 5 to 6 questions, and here 90 questions are more than enough. However, you should not go on to be like that, I have to attempt the 90 questions in total. It will be determined by the level of the paper toughness and all those kind of circumstances which will be over there, right? And do not put the pressure on yourself. Many of the students are under pressure that this time I have to clear the paper, thereafter our parents are not going to fund our preparation and all those kind of things. After that I have to earn the money, this is my last attempt, this is my 4th attempt. Such kind of pressure will be detrimental to your performance, because that will use some amount of your mind. लाइक जैसे होता है ना कि रैम में 4 GB का रैम है तो कैश फाइल्स में, और इसमें 4 GB में से 1.5 GB चले गए हैं, बाकी का प्रोसेसर परफॉर्मेंस जो रैम का परफॉर्मेंस है दैट इज बीइंग डिटरमाइंड बाय ओनली द लेफ्ट आउट अमाउंट ऑफ 2.5 GB. सो सच काइंड ऑफ थिंग विल हैपन इफ यू टेक द प्रेशर. Always a second thought will be running in your mind, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, and that will impact your alertness, that will impact your carefulness and overall performance and analytical skills. And that is why you don't need to take the paper. Whatever the pressure that was needed to be taken, that have been already taken during the preparation time. During the preparation, you should be in pressure that I have to study for 8 hours, 7 hours, I have to finish this much of syllabus, this much of topics within this much time limit. So such kind of pressure is good. Under pressure, you will perform well during the preparation. But under pressure, performance will not be good in the examination hall. So don't take any kind of pressure, don't be in pressure, and don't have the performance anxiety that I have to score this much marks, I have to attempt this much of question, anyhow I have to clear the prelims. Such kind of performance anxiety should not be there, and that performance anxiety will appear when you will count the questions that you have attempted. If there are questions that you have attempted are only 40, then there will be some kind of performance anxiety that I have to attempt more questions. So go for the smart elimination method, smart guesswork, and watch the video that is in the playlist for the smart elimination method. And here the performance anxiety will come into your mind that I have attempted very less number of questions. So these kind of things should not be there. If you have attempted 40 questions, no issues. 60 questions are still there. Go on to do the smart elimination method. Be confident. Trust on your instincts. And thereafter, if you go on to mark 70 questions through smart elimination method and smart guessworks, all those kind of things, then you will be in a better position to possibly clear the prelims examination. But if you have the performance anxiety at this level only, at the number of 40 questions only, then you will not be in position to clear the prelims examination. So try to avoid these things. However, it is quite easy to say than to do. And these kind of attributes, this calmness, this cool mind, this negation of the performance anxiety, these kind of attributes come through practice, through meditation, through solving the MCQ, practice papers. So there are various methods to achieve that level, and it is a suggestion that try to achieve that level in this short period of time, so that you will not be losing any marks because of anxiety, right? Next is, do not waste the time in reading the whole paper. Many of the students do what? In the prelims paper, even they start reading the paper. As soon as they break the scale of the question paper, they start reading the paper, and in that they lose 20 to 25 minutes, and that costs them more than 15 questions that could have been solved well with better perfection. But what they did, they were reading the question paper and they lost this much of time, 20 to 25 minutes. And because of that, while solving the paper in the haste, in a hurried manner, they committed various silly mistakes. They were not so aware, they were not so careful while reading the statements, and they marked around 10 to 15 questions incorrectly, and because of that they were not able to clear the prelims exam. So do not do this mistake at all, because already you have very less amount of time. For 100 questions there are just 120 minutes. That means you have only 72 seconds for each question, and even if you leave out 10 questions, then also you will have only 80 seconds, around 80 seconds for each question, 1 minute and 20 seconds. So within that time limit you have to solve the paper. So do not go on to read the complete paper, right? And next is, do not go on to mark the bubbles in bulk. And this is a biggest mistake committed by most of the students while appearing in the prelims examination or any competitive examination. First they do what? They go on to mark the correct answer in the question paper, and thereafter they transfer the answers in bulk from the question paper to the answer sheet. And in that process they do what? They commit two types of common mistakes. Suppose that there are questions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, and they are transferring the answer from the question paper. They marked 1, 2, 3, but what happens? If they have not attempted the question number 4, but they do what? They marked the bubble on the OMR sheet from question number 5 in the answer sheet to question number 4 in the OMR sheet. And because of that, what will happen? The sequence of all the questions, all the answers of the questions in the OMR sheet will change, and they will accrue the negative marks more than the positive marks. even though they had solved the paper correctly in the question paper. And I have seen many of the students who have committed this mistake. But अब पछताए होत क्या जब चिड़िया चुग गई खेत. So don't commit such kind of mistakes at all. Right? And even if you realize that I am doing such kind of mistakes after 4 to 5 questions, but these 4 to 5 questions will become detrimental in clearing the prelims examination. So whenever you mark the answer in the question paper, simultaneously mark the answer in the OMR sheet also. So such kind of mistakes will not be committed by you. Next, the second kind of mistake is what? Whenever you mark the answer in the question paper, but while transferring the answer in the bulk, suddenly your mind will play with you. A sense of insecurity will pop up in your mind that whether this question what I have marked is correct or not. And here you will commit the next mistake. You will go on to revise the answer, and as soon as you revise the answer, then you are using the cooked logic. And this cooked logic will make you to commit the mistakes. So what correct answer you had marked earlier in the answer sheet, now you are marking the incorrect answer in the OMR sheet because of revising the answer with the cooked logics, and you will accrue the negative mark. But if you mark the answer simultaneously when you had solved the paper in the question paper in the OMR sheet, then there will be no possibility to revise the answer, and that will reduce your chances of accruing the negative mark because of revising the answer. So don't go on to commit such kind of mistakes, and don't go on to transfer the answers to the OMR sheet in bulk from the question paper, right? And here, last but not the least, I would like to inform you all that JPSC foundation course for the next coming JPSC civil services examination has been launched by Computology Academy. That is an offline batch going to start on 24th of June 2020, and here there will be complete coverage of the syllabus. There are 10 prelims tests also. There is mains test series also. The printed handout material as well as handwritten handout material will be provided, and a complete hand holding with individual feedback and personal mentoring will be provided till the final selection, till the final results are out, right? So those who want to prepare for the JPSC civil services examination, go on to register. Whether you want to register online or offline, doesn't matter. Both the facilities are available, as well as EMI facility is also available. And those who need the scholarship, they need to come down to our office. There we will analyze whether you are in real need of the scholarship or not, and thereafter we will provide the scholarship also, right? So go on to book your seat because the seats are limited. We are keeping the classrooms very small. And here, do follow us on our social media channels. This is the handle for the Facebook and Instagram. This is our Telegram channel, and visit our website for various courses, and do subscribe our channel and press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload such kind of informative videos. Thank you very much and have a nice day.